Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the A side. I am your host, Riley, and it's been a while. I'm sorry. Life has been hectic, to say the least. But if there's one thing I cannot miss out on, it is a brand new single from one of my favorite bands, hands down, Weezer. I'm kind of the Weezer guy. At least in real life, people know me as the Weezer guy, and especially on Twitter. I run a Weezer fan page on Twitter. I put the term fan page loosely. I don't talk about, exclusively Weezer, but my theme is, Weezer, and of course I talk about them a lot, because they are one of my favorite bands in general. And today we have the first single from a 4 run of EPs entitled Seasons, each EP being connected to each of the 4 seasons, starting with Spring coming out just in a couple of days, and on the heels of Spring we have lead single A Little Bit of Love, and I'm going to be reacting to it, and I'm very excited. I love Weezer. But before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like. It helps out a lot, kind of pushes the video into the algorithm. Remember, these videos are sponsored by viewers like you. Thank you. Anyway, Weezer, A Little Bit of Love, this new single for Spring, the first of the 4 seasons. So I am interested because Rivers Cuomo is a weird motherfucker, and this is definitely his brainchild. This whole season's idea. I'm gonna read off what the official Weezer official Weasel Twitter page said. This year we're releasing 4 EPs inspired by magic, pagan myths, religious rituals, Vivaldi's The Four Seasons, Shakespeare, and more. So much more. Each one will take you on an enchanting journey. The first of the 4 EPs, Season Spring, is coming out on the spring equinox 3/20. And that is a wild and whimsical way to describe a group of albums. And Rivers Cuomo is dressing up as an elf, and shit's weird. I don't know what to expect, but also, at least Spring is produced by Jake Sinclair, who produced the White Album and OK Human, which are 2 of the hands-down best Weezer albums since Pinkerton. Jake Sinclair also worked on a lot of other albums I really like, such as Death of a Bachelor. So, I'm interested to see what this is going to sound like. I've seen mixed reviews on Twitter. I don't really know what to expect. I know Weezer at one point mentioned that Spring was going to be pretty similar to their normal sound, more like greenish whitish album, or more like greenish bluish album, I think. Whereas Summer is going to be more whitish album. Fall is going to be inspired by garage rock like The Strokes, and Winter is going to be very sad and low key, inspired by artists like Elliott Smith. So it'll be interesting to hear all those. I'm definitely looking most forward to Winter. I've heard clips of the song, I think, and it's definitely very produced sounding, but I kind of like some of the more experimental sides of Weezer, so let's, without further ado, get right into it. A Little Bit of Love. A harmonica? Is that what that is? A little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Take a look at where you started from. It definitely does have a whimsical, magic-y vibe to it. You climb mountains, swam oceans, you got knocked down and kept going. In the end, you know you got to say a little bit of love. Not a big fan of Rivers' melodies, though. I like the harmonica. This really is a whole lot of nothing. There isn't much here. I don't really like it. it's very boring and doesn't have much of a personality. It just feels like a lot of really overproduced like indie rock that you would hear on the radio. Um Reminds me of like, I don't know, I don't want to compare it to a band like the Lumineers cuz I don't mind the Lumineers, but it sounds like something along that vein. Like you tune in and hear any kind of dime a dozen radio rock indie band kind of making a song like this. It's just very kind of overproduced and doesn't really stand out a lot to me in any way. And that's something, especially for Weezer, is whether good or bad, they are a band that always stands out and is always doing something that's definitely unique. Like I said, whether good or bad. Um, so, yeah, I like the harmonica, but Rivers' melodies aren't doing much for me. I don't think they're very memorable. And I also think a lot of the I think the chorus is just bad. I mean, we're only a little bit in, so let's continue, but I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of boom, bap, boom, bap. Beat reminds me of a lot of the Lumineers, like Oh Hey, or Ho Hey, sorry. I was definitely worried when I heard there were going to be 4 different projects in 1 year, much like their tour mates recently. Green Day, who in 2012 put out 3 records in a year. They were all very bland and uninspired. Not uninspired, because they had inspirations, but very vapid and empty feeling, kind of energyless. And that's kind of how I feel here. Yeah, hey oh, like, no, we got a little bit of love that goes a long way, hey oh, are just very bland and uninspired lyrics that could be written by anyone in any time. They mean absolutely nothing. This song just feels like pretty vapid filler fluff. I liked the last 2 records. A little bit of love goes a pretty long way. Man. How disappointing was that? Now I'm someone who really loves this band, even a lot of the work people don't like. I like Pacific Daydream, I like Make Believe, I like the Black Album, I like a lot of this band's work. The only album I don't like is Ratitude, and Red has some issues on it as well. But this song here, A Little Bit of Love, is just nothing, man. It's not good, and I really hope the rest of the record isn't like this. I mean, with a description like Rivers gave it, you think it would be more interesting than that. And at first I thought, oh yeah, maybe this sounds a little like magical and whimsical. But really, does it? I don't think it does. It's just more so overproduced. And dime a dozen. I feel like this could be made by any rock band. Any pop rock radio band, indie band that is. Not a caliber of a band like Weezer, who even when they fail, most of the time they fail interestingly. You can't sit and listen to a song like Can't Stop Partying and at least be like, it's interesting. This isn't. And I hope maybe it'll work better in the context of the record. Maybe Spring will fly over better for me than this song did. But it's just way too overproduced and sanitized. It sounds like it was made in a lab. Yeah, I didn't like that song. Just super bland lyrics, uninspired. And even the music just sounded uninspired. For having this grand concept of music that sticks with the seasons, this just feels more like board of directors or a lab room than it does springtime. And spring is actually my favorite season. So, yeah. I'm not going to let this kill my enthusiasm for the rest of this project, even though I have my worries that I'm putting out 2 records last year and then going with 4 EPs that are pretty much album size this year. Winter is going to be my hope for this year, is that winter is good. I hope it is, but spring's not looking too good. Anyway, let me know what you think of this new Weezer song down below. As a member of the official Weezer fan club, I can say I am disappointed thoroughly. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.